So as we're watching episode 21,
This show is crazy, bro.
we get a comment from Croy Potts. I don't know if that's how you say your name.
You're the only dude listening to this, so
about
shout out to you, Fred.
About Gendo and Fuyutsuki talking. And it just so happens that this is a really relevant episode for this comment to be discussed. Just because now, back then, we thought that, maybe Gendo was like, yeah, humanity's alright, even if there's sunken sin. But now it kind of seems like Gendo keeps, in the last couple episodes, Gendo keeps talking about, like, we will create God.
We will create a new God.
So, I don't know what the fuck this guy wants anymore.
Does this show seem kind of Lovecraftian to you?
I mean, I don't know. I don't know what the fuck is up with these angels.
They're kind of eldritch horrors when you think about it.
But, okay, so basically this episode is, like, mostly all backstory about Misato, Kaji, Retsuko, Fuyutsuki, Gendo, and Yui.
You also get to see little baby Ray get strangled to death.
Yes. So let's do it by character. Let's try to do it that way.
Oh God.
So okay, let's start with Yui. From what we see of Yui, she writes a very good paper.
Yeah.
For Fuyutsuki's class or whatever.
Yeah. Or she just writes a paper in general and he reviews it.
Yeah, and then they talk. And he's like, well, what are your plans for the future? She's like, I don't really know. He's like, well, you could do this, or this.
She's like, I don't know, I might go into domestic life.
She's like, I might do a domestic life, if I can find someone nice. And then
she finds, you meet Gendo and he's like all roughed up from a bar fight.
Yep, and then we see Gendo and Fuyutsuki meet, and talks about Yui a little bit. And then we cut forward a few years, and
this episode was all over the place.
Yeah, it like jumps back and forth a lot. So then Fuyutsuki and Gendo were talking, and Yui had made like a postcard or something for Fuyutsuki. Yeah. So Gendo would give it to Fuyutsuki, and they're married and they have a child.
Yeah.
And then I think another couple years later, Fuyutsuki's walking up some stairs at presumably the university or something, and Yui's there. And I
think it was Garen or something.
Yeah. Not even. Okay. So the first version of whatever Nerve is.
Yeah.
So, and Yui's like, oh, we haven't seen you in a long time. He's like, yep.
Walks right past her and goes up to Gendo.
And then we see a scene of Fuyutsuki and Yui and Shinji at a park.
Yeah.
And Fuyutsuki's talking about some experiment that Yui has said she'll be a part of. Presumably something to do with Adam and Ava.
Yeah.
However, we don't know for sure.
Yeah, we get to see the prototype not finished.
Yes.
Too.
So
it's kind of interesting.
Maybe she was gonna put her consciousness into the...
No, I think she was like supposed to pilot it. She was supposed to like test pilot it, and it went wrong. Oh. Like how it went with Ray the first time.
Yeah, didn't really tell us too much, so we kind of have to speculate a little bit. And then she says she wants to do it for Shinji. Yeah. Shinji's in the observation room when she does it. Yeah. And then it says like she died. It doesn't really tell us how.
Well, she disappeared.
Yes.
It didn't say she died. She disappeared.
The only similar case we have of that is now Shinji. That happened to him a couple episodes ago where he disappeared.
Yeah.
Basically. So.
And in the previous episode, Retsuko goes, they tried this 10 years ago and they failed. And then, so I'm assuming they tried to get Yui back.
Okay. So, and that's pretty much all for Yui. Do you want to do Gendo now?
Gendo.
First time we see Gendo is after a bar fight.
Yeah.
When Hugh had went to the bar. I think it's when he went to the bar, like, with Fuyutsuki, right?
No.
That's a different time?
Yeah. He wasn't involved in that, in the going to the bar.
Okay. So Gendo had shown himself to be willing to get into a bar fight, at least. And he had met Yui. The next time we see him, it's after the second impact. Fuyutsuki and Gendo are on the boat, like before, the scene I described before.
Yeah.
And Gendo took Yui's last name. So now he's Gendo Ikari.
Right.
Instead of whatever his last name was, I already forget. And he's talking, he and Fuyutsuki are walking up some stairs when the boat lands or something. And they're talking about, Fuyutsuki knows something about...
Yeah, the Dead Sea Scrolls and
the Dead Sea Scrolls and Seal.
This whole episode is told by Fuyutsuki to, like, weird pillars or something.
Well, I was going to get to those. So Gendo apparently had something to do with the second impact.
Oh yeah, they were like gonna come in contact with Adam or something. And...
Yeah, it was something to do with his experiments. He's a bioengineer, by the way. Also, we find that out. So.
Oh wait, I thought Yui was bioengineer.
Oh yeah, sorry. Yep.
Yeah.
The first time I saw Ikari, I was like, "Oh, Gendo's a bioengineer," but then, okay, it's Yui. That's my bad. Yui is a bioengineer, and then we see Gendo. I mean,
Gendo might be a bioengineer.
Yeah.
Too, so.
And I don't think we see Gendo again until like time-wise until he's overseeing the experiment with with Yui, and he doesn't really say anything. He's like, I didn't bring the child or whatever. That's basically all he says.
Yeah.
And then we see him talking to
Dr. Akagi.
Dr. Akagi, yep, and
the older Dr. Akagi.
Yeah, Rasuko's mother.
Yes. And
this is a couple days after.
Yeah,
it seems like a couple days. It doesn't tell you for sure, but it seems like a short time anyway.
Yeah, they start making out.
Yep, and presumably they intercourse.
Yeah.
So
and Gendo's using her.
So the next time we see,
of course he is.
Gendo, he has a little kitty with him, a little kid with blue hair. They're like,
who looks awfully familiar.
I thought you had a son. He's like, this isn't my son. This is my friend's daughter, Rei Ayanami. And
my first question would be, you have friends?
No, he doesn't. So he's looking at. He's not looking at. He's Akagi's looking at Rei, and she's like,
"This kid looks weirdly familiar.
This is familiar. This is familiar to me."
Yes.
And then you
see Rei walk into the room where Dr. Akagi is, and call her an old hag. Dr. Akagi goes crazy.
So let's just do Rei next, because Rei has 2 short scenes. So we see Rei then, and then we see her another time when
she's like lost.
She says she's lost in the Girin facility.
Yeah.
And Dr. Akagi's about to go home or something. She had just talked with Ritsuko. And then Rei shows up and she's like, "Hey.
I'm lost."
And she's like, "Do you need help?" She's like, "No, I don't need help, you old hag." And she's like, "What?" Yeah. She's like, "I said I don't need any help getting home, you old hag."
I can help by myself.
She's like, "You shouldn't call people. You shouldn't call people old hag." She's like, "You're an old hag, aren't you?" That's what Gendo always says.
That's what the director says.
Yeah, that's what the director says. And then we see like some weird shots of like Akagi getting mad, and then she
strangles Rei
to death.
And then she jumps off the edge.
Yes. And she jumps.
Killing herself.
Yep. And then she kills herself. Whew.
After finishing the Magi, by the way.
Yes, the Magi are done. So let's just talk about her next, Dr. Akagi.
Yeah.
We see her.
Basically, her whole thing is like she's working on the Magi for the most part.
Yep. She said she was happy with when Yui died because she is attracted to Gendo.
Yeah.
So and she's like, I'm such a horrible person for that, and then she does
basically
have some sort of an affair with Gendo, and apparently, based on what Rei says, he didn't really give a shit. And did he send Rei? We don't really know. It's possible. Maybe we'll find out. Maybe we're just supposed to speculate about it. We do see a few scenes of her talking to Ritsuko about different stuff.
Yeah.
She's like...
She seems to get along well enough with her daughter.
Yeah, like she says...
They talk enough. They talk more than Shinji and Gendo. Shit.
She says that, like, she doesn't really have the right to call herself a mother. Like, she's acting like a mother. So we get the impression that she doesn't put enough time into...
Yeah, she's more of a
taking care of Ritsuko. And that backs up what Ritsuko said before in the Magi Angel episode.
Yeah.
And then we see her talking to Ritsuko the night she dies, and Ritsuko's like, you can't define
happiness. What happens? Is hard to define.
Happiness is hard to define. What happens between a man and a woman is illogical because Misato and Kaji had broken up.
Yeah.
And I can't remember her name.
Who?
Dr. Akagi says, like, well, you should try, or whatever.
Yeah, to, like,
And then Ritsuko... Yeah. For some reason, I cannot remember Ritsuko's name for a second. And then Ritsuko's like, I'm going to go... I haven't been out drinking in a while, so presumably she goes out drinking.
Because Misato was coming home from Germany.
Yes, I'm trying to remember a lot of stuff.
This episode was crazy, bro.
A lot of shit going on. While we're... So I don't forget, the cold opening was pretty cool, where it was, like, shots of the facility before the second impact happened.
And during, kind of.
Okay. So.
Oh yeah. Also, the angel that attacked during the second impact looked like the Eva. All right.
Yes.
That's crazy.
Yes. From what we see, like the mirage of it, it looks just like an Eva.
Yeah.
So I guess let's do Ritsuko. We can kind of like daisy chain them together, kind of. So we see her as the first time we really see her is in college.
Yeah, older. She had brown hair at the time too.
Yes.
So she must have like bleached her hair for some reason.
And she meets Misato, and she says Misato's the only one who treats her just as a person and not as like a product of her family, because apparently her mom's famous or something.
Yeah.
And we see her talk to her mom a few times.
Yeah.
When Gendo and Akagi are kissing in that one part, Ritsuko is watching like from on a higher level because she was gonna go talk to her mom or something. So we kind of see her, by the end of these flashbacks, she's kind of decided that, trying to vie for anything besides your work or anything is kind of illogical and doesn't make sense, but she's still willing to put some effort into it, I guess.
Right.
Because she says she's going to go out drinking. Misato,
the first time we see her, she's like catatonic in a cell, and they're like, oh, she hasn't talked since
2 years.
Yeah, for 2 years, and then
since the second impact.
Yeah, and then the time skip happens, and
we see her in college.
Mitsuko says, "Oh, she talks a mile a minute as if to make up for lost time or something."
And then she starts dating Kaji.
Yeah.
She says that she quit going to school for a week, and all she and Kaji did were hang out and have sex.
Yeah.
So that's nice.
That's it.
And then we don't really see any more Misato until the not flashback stuff.
Yeah.
Where she's in the current day, she's coming home. Shinji's sitting on his listening to music like he always does. He seems fucked up.
Oh yeah.
Don't really have too much to say.
He just got pooped out of the Eva.
Don't really have too much to say about Shinji. The episode doesn't spend a lot of time on covering how he's feeling about anything since he got out, but he's just sitting there listening to music.
Probably the same song over and over
again.
And
then Misato has a voice message, and she's like, "What the fuck?"
And she clicks it. Going, "Yo, I'm probably not going to see you again. Here's the word I wasn't able to say 8 years ago. Bye." Because you see him get shot in the previous scene.
Yeah. So something's up with him. He's dead. Most definitely, probably. And
bye bye Kanji.
So, and then and then Misato breaks down, starts crying.
Shinji looks at her and then goes back and hides his head.
Shinji peeks his head and he runs to his bed and covers his head up, and he's like, "At that moment, I couldn't do anything to help Misato. I was just a child."
Yeah.
And yeah, that's all we see of Misato and Shinji. Kaji pretty much described what we see. You see how he looked when he was a little bit younger. He had shorter hair.
Yeah. He shaved.
Yep. And then we see the scene of something happening to him. We don't really know what exactly.
Fuyutsuki gets kidnapped at the beginning of this episode.
Yes.
He's in a dark room with weird pillars.
Okay, so let's do Fuyutsuki. He's honestly the main character of this episode, kind of. Most of the stuff revolves around him. So the first thing we see happen is present day. He's talking to these 9, I think there are 9 pillars, and it says sound.
I thought there were 7.
I'm pretty sure. I don't know. Well, there's the upside down pyramid that's got the 7 eyes.
Yeah, that's what I was assuming.
But I remember there was a number 9. I'm pretty sure there's a number 9.
Maybe.
So maybe I don't know.
Well, it makes sense that there was 7 because there's 7 seals, and the group is called Seal. And there's supposed to be 7 seals of the apocalypse.
Yeah, okay.
So it makes sense that there were 7.
Okay. So there's these 7 pillar thing. Before we had assumed Seal was the council of 5 guys.
Yeah.
But now it seems like these pillars are artificial intelligence or something. I don't know.
Maybe they're dudes
they
who
could
are
be,
hiding their
faces. They could be. It just has sound only. And they're maybe he's not physically in that room. I don't know. He's
Who the fuck knows?
Fuyutsuki is talking to weird-ass pillars that are either people hiding their identity or computers or something. And they're the true Seal.
Yeah.
They're the ones who have,
it's the Illuminati.
concocted this script that people are talking about and shit.
Yes.
Apparently the council of 5 guys is a representation of
Seal?
Yeah. I don't think... I'm assuming they're not real people.
I don't know. Who knows?
I'm assuming they are... I'm assuming the council, at the very least, is concoctions of their personality, or they pretend to be these people.
Who the fuck? I don't know, bro.
Just the way the council... Okay, you never see the council anywhere but the room. The room is pitch black. They all have these weird color identifiers, and the only person who ever talks to him is Gendo.
Yeah. And Fuyutsuki.
Fuyutsuki talks to these pillar things. He doesn't even talk to the council ever, does he?
He's there.
Is he?
Yeah.
Okay.
He also, I think Misato talked to him too.
Okay.
At one point. They questioned her.
I might be forgetting. So, well, even in that scene, it was the council, but it was like her. It was just like black, and you just saw her outline, kind of, right?
Yeah.
You don't even see him.
Yeah.
It's weird. I don't know if I'm supposed to take it literally or not literally, but it's bizarre. So then we see Fuyutsuki talking to Yui. I already kind of described that.
Yeah.
He meets Gendo. He says he doesn't really like Gendo. Gendo is interesting, but he does not like him.
Nobody likes Gendo, except Yui.
So, also, I just want to mention this so I don't forget. Akagi says that Gendo changed a lot after Yui died.
Oh, I'm sure he did.
So we don't get a ton of how his personality was. He seemed a little bit more like smiley and nice, and after that he's, not. But so we don't know how much is but most of what we know about Gendo is based on current stuff.
Yeah.
So it's hard
Do you think he got rid of all the pictures of Yui because he didn't want Shinji to know that Rei was basically a clone of his mom?
I don't know. It's hard to know why he did. I think what he said to Shinji in the graveyard was true.
Where she's in my heart and that's all that matters.
I don't think he puts value in pictures and stuff like that. But at the same time, it's kind of hypocritical of him because Rei is a spitting image of Yui.
Right.
And presumably, based on what we think, her personality in some form is inside of Unit 1.
Right.
So, which may not be true now that because we don't know. I don't know. It's hard to know.
Yeah.
Because she died presumably before Unit 1 was ever built.
Well, my thing is maybe. I don't know, because we don't know which one they were working on.
They call it Unit 0, and it looks like the prototype.
Well, yeah, but they never said that was the experiment they were working on.
Oh, I know, yeah, no.
So maybe they're making an S2 engine or something. Maybe put into
maybe the experiment was transferring Yui's personality into Unit 1, and when it happened, she disappeared.
Yeah,
she died.
Or that prototype became Unit 1 or something. I don't know, bro.
That's what I would go with. I would go with what I just said. I think that's what happened. I think their experiment was probably transferring of consciousness because into
right, like what Dr. Akagi did with the Magi.
Yeah,
but this time.
But now it's into something different. Yeah. It's into a
actual
something that's kind of organic or something.
Yeah,
and then it didn't work, and maybe
it worked too well.
It worked, but in transferring her soul or her personality or whatever, she disappeared and died.
Right. This is some Soma shit, dude. You know what I'm talking about?
It's hard to know for sure.
It's like the game Soma.
So Fuyutsuki is, as the years are going by after the second impact, he's suspicious of Gendo.
Oh yeah,
Gendo is involved in the. We really don't know how, though. Right. Do we? I feel like we're supposed to.
He was part of the Katsuragi research team.
Yes.
So
something went wrong with Adam. We know that because they're talking about Adam in the cold open of this episode.
Yeah.
So presumably they're doing something with Adam. It fucked up. Gendo was involved, and an explosion or whatever.
Well, he left.
Yeah.
Before.
He knew.
So I think I think he did some shit.
He knew, and he took a bunch of research with him apparently, and he got a bunch of money.
Yeah.
And we find out that the world has no all of Antarctica's gone, and the world has no seasons at all.
Well, no, not the world has no seasons. Japan has no seasons, at least.
Okay.
I think Japan got had the best outcome out of the world because I think they just don't have seasons.
Well, we don't really find out too much about the rest of the world besides the fact that America went in on the nerve thing, and they built Unit 3.
And they were going to build 4 too.
Yeah.
But it disappeared.
Yep. So.
And I guess we see how well that turned out.
So Fuyutsuki is loosely involved with all this stuff, and I guess when what did Gendo show Fuyutsuki? Was it Unit 0?
Yeah,
and then he's thing. Yeah, okay. So apparently that convinced Fuyutsuki in some capacity to help because he's around the rest of the time. He's around now, but it's also always seemed like Gendo bosses him around.
Yeah.
So I wonder if, I don't know, after Yui died, maybe Gendo's just like, I'm the boss now. But something in Gendo's goal or something has convinced Fuyutsuki to help him for all these years.
Right.
And
maybe it's just a loyalty to Yui.
It might be. But it just seems weird because it seems like he always liked her, but he didn't like the fact that like she was with Gendo or something, because when they're at the Giran project or whatever with the stairs scene, he just ignores her.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe he realizes that was... Well, no, because then he talks to her again after that.
Yeah.
So maybe he realized that, he shouldn't act like that, and then after she died, he's like, fuck. It's also, we don't know how much he cares about Shinji.
It's true.
Because before, we didn't really know how much that he had this connection to Shinji, but he's like, he knew Shinji when Shinji was little.
Right.
And he knew Yui before Gendo did, presumably, so it's kind of... I don't know what his opinion on Shinji is. He's never mean to him or anything.
No.
But he never...
he kind of, like, chastises him a little bit for arguing with Asuka, but he has very little interaction with him.
So, don't really know about that either.
We're left in the dark a little bit, and we're only, 6 episodes? No. We're on 22.
This is 22, so 22, 23, 24.
No, yeah, we're on that was 21. We're on to 22 now.
Yeah, so we have 5 more episodes.
Damn. Oh, they start answering questions soon.
And then End. There's End.
Oh, wait. End of Evangelion is the movie, right?
Yes.
Okay. We don't have to watch Death, because that's the recap.
Yes. It's a recap that adds stuff that's in these director's cuts we're watching.
Okay. We
are watching the director's cut. I don't know if we've said that at all.
Right. And then we need to watch Reconstruction, right?
Yes. But that's like a retelling.
Right, with different characters added and stuff?
Yeah, it's...
Because
I think it's... From what I understand, the story starts the same, but it goes a different direction or something.
Yeah, and in Reconstruction...
And it's more... I know it's, like, more lighthearted.
Right.
I don't know how much more.
I know...
I don't think it's, like, bright and cheery, but...
Well, no, of course not. Because I know in Reconstruction, Toji is not the fourth child. It's some chick named Mary Makinama.
Yeah, that's why you were... in a couple episodes before, you were talking about that.
Yeah.
I was trying to remain unspoiled, and...
I don't.
I've been trying to remain unspoiled, and by the time that anybody watches this, I think we'll be done with all of our series recordings, so I don't know how useful this information will be to me by then, but the director's cuts, I didn't want to... I looked up what's the difference in the director's cuts. They have new stuff, but something about, like, the mirages of the Evas in certain episodes are taken out, or something. That's the only thing that's removed. I don't know. I don't know what the fuck's up with that. Maybe if someone gets to this and they know what that means, they can tell me. Or when I finish the series, I can look it up and not worry about being spoiled.
Right.
But I think that's all for this one, right?
But yeah.
Anything else to say on this one?
It's crazy ass shit, bro.
It was kind of hard to follow, but I feel like talking about it has kind of like... I kind of understand most of it, besides the stuff that's intentionally vague.
You mean this whole episode?
Yeah.
Yeah, alright.
Alright, well, see you guys in the next one.
See ya.